Here's a fact. If you live in the forest, you're going to burn. Not a question of if, it's a question of when. That's the fact of life in the forest. That's the way it's always been for centuries. That's the way it always will be. We need to protect, not just mitigate. We need to protect, not just mitigate. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, sponsors, for bringing this. Colleagues, I want to approach this from a little different perspective. But I've been here for a few years, and I keep hearing all these bills on mitigation, and then I hear people talk about the outrageous wildfires that we have. Here's a fact. If you live in the forest, you're going to burn. Not a question of if, it's a question of when. That's the fact of life in the forest. That's the way it's always been for centuries. That's the way it always will be. We need to protect, not just mitigate. We need to protect, not just mitigate. Protection is not pretty. That's why you don't hear very many people up here in the well advocating for protection. A 500-foot fire lane bulldozed through a forest is not pretty, but it's the only thing that will stop those wildfires. We just experienced the Decker fire. Another one of those that just goes out of control. Here's what we do. We put out wildfires. That saves the pine beetles. They kill more pine trees. Then we have bigger wildfires. Then we put more money into putting out the wildfires, which protects the pine beetles. Are you starting to get the picture? So I am in full support of this bill. We need the mitigation. It does slow those down. But in terms of the catastrophic fires we're having, it's protection, not mitigation. So we have to change our mindset from clearing out the brush around million-dollar homes and protecting them in these pretty areas to actually making fire lanes in our forest that will protect residential areas. Residences can only go so far. When you get to federal and state lands, you can't build there. That's where you have to have those fire lanes. So having seen that just most recently in the Decker fire, folks, we need to get serious about protection and not just mitigation. So thank you for the mitigation piece, but we've got to think bigger, folks, and you're going to get crossways with people that say, don't bulldoze down our pretty forests, wait until they burn down a raging fire is the other option. Thank you.